from scratch. That's the mark of a maker.
Welcome back. Boy, oh boy, have we missed Krissy Gibson from Take the Cake and her wares over the past couple of months.
Never a truer word. Luckily for us, she's decided to pay us a visit with a sweet treat to get us through the morning. Good morning to you, Krissy.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
See you
It's really
in the
good to be
flesh
back.
again.
It's really great to be back. Thanks
Good to
for
see you.
having me.
And you've got something nice and simple that the kids can have a go at.
So simple. Isn't it a great time for the family to get busy in the kitchen?
It's a great time altogether.
This will give kids something to do in the kitchen. So easy.
What are we making?
These are cookies, biscuits, called Melting Moments. And, you know, I grew up on these. And so I hearing it now, I think it's a very dramatic name, but it's a good name because these really do melt in your mouth. They're very similar to shortbread.
And easy to make?
So easy.
Let's do it, Krissy.
4 ingredients. So I got started already because we've got a really quick segment today. There are just 4 ingredients in this bowl. I've got 220 grams of butter, 50 grams only of icing sugar. This is not a super sweet biscuit.
Okay.
And 100 grams of corn flour.
Oh.
And then to that, I've got no electricity. That's okay. To that, I added 150 grams of self-raising flour, okay? So in this...
Fortunately, you'd mixed it together already, thankfully.
I know. I wanted to do as little as I could away from the set. So once you mix up those 4 ingredients, that's your basic cookie batter. You're going to find, though, because you use soft butter, it's a very soft dough.
So you don't need eggs?
No,
nothing like that.
That's it, those 4 ingredients. If you want to stick it in the fridge for a few minutes, go ahead and do that. I did that with this. This is a chilled dough, so it's a little bit firmer. And what we're going to do is we're just going to grab a little bit of this dough in our fingers and roll it into a ball.
Okay. So would you advise letting it sit up in the fridge just so it's easier to handle?
I always put it in the fridge for a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got 1-inch balls, just like this. And the girls in my bakery, they suggested that, you know, you do a little thumbprint in here and put a dollop of jam. You could do that as a variation.
So would you get just the piping bag and just pop a little bit of jam inside it?
You could even put, if you want to get fancy, you could put the dough in a piping bag and make shapes on your cookie sheet. I'm a plain Jane, so I just do the balls on the cookie sheet. We're going to bake these on a very cool oven, low and slow.
What time?
And it's a 130 fan oven, or if you don't have a fan oven, 150 degrees. Okay, 20 minutes. And these are not going to go brown. Laura, you notice these are pretty pale, and they are. This is a pale cookie. When you take them out, let them cool on the tray. If you're not big on icing, this cookie does have icing on it. If you're not big on icing, you can dip them while they're still warm in icing sugar. That's what I did with these here. You know, these are just coated with icing sugar.
Could you even dip them in a bit of chocolate?
That's what I was just going to say,
Simon, I knew you'd fit the chocolate in here somewhere today.
But could you?
So, you could.
Oh.
So, these cookies have an icing on top of it. And it's not a thin icing that we're going to drizzle over the top. It's just going to be a sort of a thick icing that we dollop onto the top.
Dollop of icing.
We have 175 grams of icing sugar, okay? About a tablespoon of melted butter, let's say 50 grams. And then we're going to do about 5 mils of vanilla extract and 15 mils, which is a tablespoon of milk or cream. I use cream. I always use cream.
Would you use this as a standard icing recipe for plenty of your dishes?
I don't use a lot of icings at all, but as far as these cookies go, yeah,
this is your go-to.
Very standard. Now, the fun thing about Melting Moments is you can dress it up for any holiday, okay?
Yes, of course.
St. Patrick's Day, put a little bit of green dye in this icing. Christmas, green and red. Halloween, do an orange icing, do a black icing. So here we have a thickened icing. I could probably add a bit more butter to this.
And that quantity of dough that you gave us, Krissy, how many should we get out of that?
Maybe 30, maybe.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's loads.
Yeah.
So get us through a day anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
An hour here.
Exactly.
Get us through lunch break.
I didn't make this very pink, but you see what I'm doing? I'm just taking a little bit of icing and I'm going to put a dollop on the top like this.
And you're just adding a tiny little bit at a time of the colour. So you have pink there, but
I didn't actually add a lot. Do you know what I did with those? I added too much, and so my colors ended up too dark.
You have to play around with it, don't you?
The dye goes a long way.
It does. I've messed that up in the past where things just go way too dark.
Before you know it, you've got bright red. Yeah, my purple looks almost black. But so here I've got some pink icing, and you know, if you want to do different colors, you can do whatever you want. And if you want no color, I generally don't use dyes, but you can also just do plain white.
And how has the bakery been during lockdown? Have you remained open, obviously?
Yeah, we have been so busy.
Wow.
Online
stuff.
we supply about 20 stores, so we stayed open. Yeah. And my husband does all the deliveries, Kevin, so he's driving around like a mad thing. But what I've noticed since lockdown is that people all over are being so thoughtful. Our online shop, takethecake.ie, has really gotten busy, and people from all around the country and all around the world are emailing me with orders for people they love around the Dublin area.
Isn't that lovely? So people are buying cakes
Very
as
nice.
gifts.
Sending cakes and cupcakes, pies and brownies, and they're enclosing notes. Everybody wants to send a note, and it feels good to be a part of something.
It's quite emotional from
Kind.
your end, writing the notes.
If there was ever a time for us to be kind to one another, it's now. And so it feels good to kind of spread
People
that.
come together traditionally around food anyway, so it's a lovely gesture to be able to send a cake to
really
somebody on the
is.
other side of the country.
That's
or
what
even
I
down
like
the
to
road.
do. When I give, I tend to give baked goods.
So are they ready to eat?
They're ready to go.
Yeah, go
We're about
for
to
it
find
if
out.
you want one.
Krissy, thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
They
And
look
good to see you
absolutely
again.
delicious.
Thanks, Krissy.
Thank you. And as always, recipe details are up on our website, or you can check out Take the Cake for all of Krissy's goodies. Thank you, Krissy.
Right, lots more to come this morning, including the latest showbiz news. Plus, our favourite dairy girl, Nicola Coughlin, will be chatting us live from Galway. See you in a couple of minutes.
Made from scratch. That's the mark of a maker.